Alright, so I will show you how to get to the planner from Ikea's website. So this is like the landing page or whatever, launch page for Ikea. So all you gotta do is just scroll down just towards the bottom, and you're gonna see planing tools, and just select 3D kitchen planner. And then from here you see all these options right here. You'll click this first link under 3D kitchen planner. It says let's get started. So once you're here, you're going to want to create login if you haven't done so already, or create an account. So I will go ahead and log in. And you're in. So this is like the start page. So if you're watching this, I don't know if you have designs already, but you can click this save designs over here, and it'll bring up all your saved designs in this little area right here. You just click it and it'll pop in there for you. But typically you'll start from scratch, which is this middle option down here. So all you want to do is just click start, and so this is where you will start designing the kitchen. So for the next part, I'm going to do the layout. I'm going to use the same layout as the kitchen from the last video I did, so it kind of keeps the same. There's some new stuff going on the left now. They have different options. So I'm just going to go ahead and resize it. You can resize it either by clicking on these blue lines right here, and either clicking it and kind of moving it left or right. And you can do the same for the top, go up and down. But if you know the measurements, you can do it over here on the side. The last kitchen. So it's 225, and then wall B will be 180, and then an 8-foot ceiling, so 96 inches. And just click apply, and you can see how it changes all the sides now. You can see the measurements for walls A and B, or these measurements now. Now if you look over here on the left, there's different shapes you can do down here. For me, I would recommend just going with the rectangle, because there's options over here where you can add stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put a door over here, and let's just stick it over here somewhere. And as you can see, when I move the door, I don't know if you can see it, maybe if I zoom in, you can see the measurements here. As I drag it, the measurements change over there on the right. Okay. So the windows or the doors there, and the door over here, you can change the width of it over on the right. So it's kind of, you select what you want to do on the left. You select what like item, I guess, in the middle. Then on the right is where you do like your final option for everything. So change the measurement and hit apply, and now the door's set. And you can change all this crazy stuff over here, but I'm not going to worry about that. So you come over here and select add windows. You come down here and make your selection. So you do a cross window. I'm going to change my width over here on the right. Hit apply, and then typically it'll be just like the door, where your little hand hovers over it. But right now, it does not want to work right. So I'm going to go around this and click this little U-turn button looking thing, and then this will let me change where I want it to go on this wall. So as you can see, the same like the door, there's measurements on the bottom and on the side. So I need this to be 4 feet 7 inches from the right wall. Bam. So then to get back to the top view, click the little U-turn, and your window is set. So I mean, there's other options over here for your room layout. You can change the floor color, all this craziness, but I'm not gonna worry about that stuff. You can do the walls, ceilings, so you can get pretty detailed. The fixtures, you can add like your plumbing, where your sink's gonna go and stuff. I typically just find the center of the sink, the plumbing for it, and just line it up with the cabinet. There's also additional structures. This is what I was talking about earlier about selecting what room shape you have, because you can do the square and then say add like a partition wall. So you just click it and it pops it in here. And again, you can change the measurements and everything over here on the right. But you can get it, you can rotate it around, spin it, you know, make it whatever size you want to. And you can kind of make your own little weird shape if you needed to. Which this I found is a lot easier than doing the shapes, because when you do those shapes, the measurements are always kind of hard to get accurate. And I have a cool partition wall here that has a window in it. So once you add it in there, you change the, let's say the size. I'll go do something crazy. So we made it huge. And then to change, let's for some reason say it was right here in the middle. To change the window size, like, because there's a window, see this little picture over here, you have to do the U-turn button and then orbit left, these two little arrows left to right. And this will allow you to change the size of this opening. There's really no measurements for this, so that kind of sucks, but you know, you can make your opening there. So I'm going to go ahead and select it and trash it, because I actually don't want that in my plan. So now, what happened to my window? Oh man. Let me put my window back in there. And you turn it. Oh, I might have deleted it. 4 feet 7. Dang it. There you go. 4 feet 7 inches. You turn to go to top view again, and the window is still there. Sweet. Okay. Again, you know, there's more stuff. You do floor obstacle, columns, posts, all kinds of stuff. It's all down there. Decorations. I just wouldn't even worry about it. So once you get this far, once you get your measurements laid out, I would go ahead and save it. So you go to File, Save As, and then you want to create a name for it. So I'm going to go very detailed with mine and call it video. And then click Save, and it's saved for a year. And that is how you set up the, like, I guess, floor plan or the measurements for the kitchen. And the next step will be starting putting the cabinets in. Alright, so on to the base cabinets. So over on the left, that's where we were at, which is your room layout. Now we're going to move on to kitchen appliances. So there's 4 options in here. Appliances, kitchen cabinets, all accessories in kitchen. The biggest one you're probably going to use is kitchen cabinets. So I always kind of start in the corner and work my way out. So go ahead and click kitchen cabinets. And so here's all the options they have for all of the cabinets. And so there's 2 options for base cabinets. There's 24 inches deep and 15 inches deep. So you want to make sure you do the 24. So click on it. And then here's all the different kinds of base cabinets they have. It's a lot. I'm going to start in the corner. So I'm going to go to 4 corner. And once I click 4 corner, you go down here and you can see the options that they have for the cabinets. So you got this corner one, and you can kind of see the measurements there. It blows it up so you can read it. 38 by 24. And then this first one's like the traditional carousel. It's like a square type of thing. Then these are their blind corner cabinets, where you see the kind of right side where it's a blank. That's kind of going to be the hidden part. Whereas this one's for the, if you're doing it the other direction, it's be the other way. And then they got shelves also. So let's go ahead and click this cabinet. And you see it popped in all in there all by itself. But I want it in this other corner, so you click it and just drag it over. And it should rotate itself. Like, see when it does a little green box like that? It's rotating itself. So once you have it in the corner you want it in, you go over to the right, and this is where you change the options. So like I said, you know, kind of pick what you want, kind of pick what you want again, and then fine tune it over here. So for the front, I'm actually going to do a shiny white front for this. So the ring holt is a shiny white. And then the handles, doesn't really matter. You can do this later. But I'm just going to do this one. Alright. Then inside, there's not a shelf option for this cabinet. And then the countertop. So the countertop, there's a bunch of different options down here you can choose from. These are only their laminate or like solid wood tops that you can choose from down here. So if you click it, it'll change it for you. And you get some crazy color in the design. But if you want to do like a custom, like a granite or quartz or acrylic, something that they don't offer, all you gotta do is click remove, and it won't show up in the plane. So, because I'm doing quartz, I'll just leave it off. Then the legs and toe kick is next. So you go down here, and I gotta find the shiny white one. So high gloss white, and click that. So the main options are set, and then you go to more. And for this cabinet, I just gotta make sure the frame's white, because I want white interior. But as you can see, there's another option, there's a brown. And these are other options that we'll be using later. Right now, we don't really need to set that. And then this customize helps you get really detailed. You can select like the door, if you want a push opener, like specify the handles if your cabinet has a bunch of different drawers, which way the handle is going, what's inside the cabinet, all kinds of craziness. But that's not really the big of an issue right now because you're just kind of laying it out. And then, so I'm going to start going this way where the window is. So the next thing I have is a dishwasher. So for that, you have to go to appliances. And here's all their types of appliances. So say I got my appliance and I want to keep the one that I already have. I'll just click existing appliances and choose to add the dishwasher. And as you can see, it went on the wrong side because I went over on this side. But I'll go ahead and change the measurements to 24 inches or whatever size your dishwasher is, and just click and drag it, and you see it rotates itself. So crazy thing is, I actually don't have a dishwasher, so I have to buy one. So I'm going to delete this one, click this cabinet again, go to their dishwashers, and buy one from them. So I'm going to buy the one that with the door that looks like the cabinets. And it put it on the wrong side again. So I gotta move it back. And now that's set. So now that we're not on a corner, like if I have this cabinet selected or appliance, it should put it in next to it as we go along. Let's see if it actually works. Alright, so the next one is cabinets. The sink cabinet. So I'm going to go back to kitchen cabinets, base cabinets. And then there's 3 sink options, 24 inch, 30 inch, and 36. You know, go big, go home kind of guy. So, and as you can see, once you get to the more cabinets, they have a lot of different options. Some of these look the same, but if you look at the front, like there's only 2 drawers, whereas this one has 3 drawers. So it's kind of how you visually want it to look all the way around the kitchen. I'm just going to stick with doors. And then I have room to the left. I'm just going to go ahead and put a 36-inch cabinet in there with drawers. And so I have all this nonsense I could choose from. And see, like this one, like you have 6 drawers in one cabinet. You gotta have a lot of knives and forks to put in there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one. So we get right here, and now I want my built-in oven to go next to that. So I have to scroll over here on the left and find the high cabinets, or like pantry cabinets. Choose a 90-inch tall one, because that's the one that I want to do, and 24 inches deep. So once you do that, it pops up with all these options for high cabinets. As you can see, it's like options, select your options, and then finalize your options. Like, it's just so many options. So I want a microwave and oven. So I'm going to select this one, and then it gives me 2 options down here I can choose from. I'm going to go with this one because it's got 2 drawers on the bottom. So that's in there. So you select that, and then the cabinet next to it will be, I'll go ahead and put the refrigerator there. So we gotta go to appliances, pick the fridge, and this is how you're gonna kind of keep going along. So you select one, throw it in there, and then I want to put one more tall cabinet on the side. So it looks like it's built in over there. So go back to high cabinets, 24 inches wide, and I'm just going to do this with some drawers inside. So as you can tell, I kind of made a boo-boo, and just 1 inch to the wall. You really want about 2 inches. So I'm just going to move this over a little bit to give you that extra inch for filler along the wall, because you want this to be able to open up all the way so those drawers can pull out. So then going down this way, I'm just going to throw in some drawers, and I'll start going a little bit faster now. Let's just do 2 more of these. Alright. So now we kind of get down to the harder options, I guess. So like the sink here, I need to choose my faucet and sink. Like, you go back to the options for the cabinet, and gives you more options you could do. So I'm going to choose that one, and then I need a sink, so I'm going to go with this one, and then so now that that's done, now I want to put an island in there. So the cool thing with the island is they have this little ruler thing over here. Then when you click it, it brings up this double arrow thing. So what you can do is you click and drag it to one end, and then click and drag it to whatever you want. So I want 4 feet all the way around. So leave it there. So that's where I'm going to line up the front of my cabinets. So for this, I want, and again, I'm just so see, I didn't put it where I want me to go. So if you click and hold it, so you get that green line on the outside, it'll stay where you want it to go. So I'm actually going to slide this over some. And then next to it, I need a cooktop, because I don't have anything to cook my stuff in. Need to do a cooktop. And it gives you the cabinets for the cooktops. So to keep in line with most of the other stuff, I'm going to go ahead with the double. And that cooktop looks good. So next to it, I'm going to put a 24-inch, 2 more 24 inches. And some people you might want to put like your trash in the island because it's out of the way. So you just go to the recycling and waste option, and these are kind of all the options they have for that down here. But I just want another 24 shelves, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this right here. And now I want to make sure it's lined up 4 feet on this other side too. And it wasn't. Okay, close enough. So to select all these at the same time, if you kind of click outside, click and hold, and then drag it, you see this little yellow box that pops up, and it highlights it's not supposed to highlight everything. Oh, well, I lied, don't do that. So just kind of slide it over to where you want, and you can slide the rest of them over, and they should kind of auto connect to each other. And on this back side, I want it to be like a 48-inch countertop island piece. So I'm going to put shallower base cabinets on the back side to give me a little bit more storage. And it's just going to be doors. That's not where I want it. Okay. And I need a 30-inch. And a 36. And that will conclude the bottom cabinets. Okay, so now what I would recommend doing is saving. So just go up here, click save. Then the drawing is being saved. Good time to go grab another drink if you're doing it. Alright, there we go. And we're back. Okay. So now what we need to do is the wall cabinets. So we're just going to do some pretty easy ones. So you're going to go over here to the left to wall cabinets, and I want it 40 inches tall because I have the 90-inch tall cabinets, and I want it all to line up at the top. So start in the corner again. And put that one in there. So we'll throw that in there, and then with doors. So I'm going to do a little one to the right. I'm actually going to put some glass doors above these, just because why not? So select glass doors on the left, select the size you want on the bottom. And since this door style doesn't come with the glass door option, we will have to change that. So select the 2 cabinets that you just put in there, and then go to front. See how it says Grimslov? It's not even close to the one I want. I want this one, the smoked glass. And now we can continue on the other side with the wall cabinets. So go back to with doors. We'll do 24-inch over there, if I can find it. And since we just changed it to glass doors, I'll have to change it back to solid doors. So quick change. What's going on here? Oh, I lied. I kept it. Alright. And then one more for this side. And now, Oh, see, it's not really lined up like it's supposed to be. But just tweak it. Alright, so then I want a cabinet above the refrigerator. So for that cabinet, it's other wall cabinets, refrigerator cabinets, doy, and then you pick the size. So I need 36 wide, 20 tall. And I have to it's not gonna fit. So we just gotta make a little bit of room for it. See how it rotates itself. Let's scoot that cabinet back. And now the wall cabinets are done. So now this is where the options start coming in to where you need to do it. So you want to do this cube right here, 3D view. Kind of help explain some of the things that's going on. So see how on the end right here, well, first let me say this. Once you do this view, if you click this box with the black front to it, it makes it a whole lot easier to see the faces and the fronts of all the cabinets. Okay, now that I said that. So now let's see this side of the cabinet. This color white is going to be the same color white as a frame. So if you had like brown doors on here, you'd still see this white on the side. So to cover that up, make it the same color as the doors, you click the cabinet, go to options, and then go to more. And then since it's on the right side of the cabinet, do cover panel right. And that's where you do this ring hold high gloss white. And you have to do that for every cabinet that is exposed. This will make sure that you get the all the details that you want, so it all is the same color, not two different things of white. Over there, see, can't forget the side of this pantry cabinet either, with the oven. You gotta put one there. You gotta put one here. And you gotta do this side, and then these panels will be done. Alright, so as you notice that once you did it for those top wall cabinets, that they hang down a little bit lower. This is for, they call it Deco Molding. That's going to be under the main option, or Deco Strip. So if you select it and pick the color that you're doing, so ring hot white, you'll see how it adds a little piece underneath. I'm going to zoom in on that cabinet so you can see a better picture. To do that, you just click this little zoom in on selection button, and it's like you enhance. So, and I'm just go ahead and do that on all these cabinets. So to do that in a fast way, click the cabinet, hold Control, and then click all the cabinets you want to do it to. And you can change that all at the same time. And now I'm also going to put it on the top, so hold Control and select the other ones, and then also select those three bad boys, and it's called cornice. So there you go. That is that. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Once this catches up to me. And like I said, remember I told you you can change the color of the walls and everything, make it more look like your kitchen. But let's say you get all this done and you save it one last time. Bam. And you show your friend or wife or husband or whoever, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and they don't like the color you picked. The easiest way to fix that is go over here on the left. It says change all at once. You clear, here's all the stuff you can change at the same time. It is fantastic. So you click fronts and then you can choose any of these. So let's go so you can see. Let's do this first one. And it'll be like pop, 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 pop. It'll change all of them. Even the glass doors up top. And to fix that again, we have to change the legs and toe kick also. And pop, 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 pop. Do it again. And you see it changing all of them as it goes around. And it does the deco strips also. So yeah, you get the idea. The only thing you have to change manually if you want to change the colors is the panels on the side. There's not an option to change all of those. One more thing I should probably throw in there is if you change all these colored door colors, don't click this little disc thing up here. It'll save over the last one. Do file, save as, and then give it a new name. So you can get detailed and do video second kitchen design or something. Whatever, just give it a different name. So now you have two designs. So once it saves, so now if you go to the little pencil up here, it'll give you the price for everything that's in there. Includes appliances, everything like that. So you see it itemizes everything for you on this list, gives you a total at the end. And then if you want to go to file, open. So you got the two designs. You got the one that you changed the color to and the white one that we did the first time. That is everything you should know. And that you are all set with your IKEA kitchen. If you have any questions about anything, you can just leave it in the comments and I will try and answer that question. Otherwise, this thing's pretty cool, man. It's a pretty cool system. You can just sit here and spin around in circles and get seasick, you know, if you want to, or motion sickness. But yeah, that is it. You have a wonderful day.